Welcome back, guys. Max here with cattle hunting, and finally we found some good stuff to make a video again, guys. I have 6 rolls of nickels here. Been trying to make a dime video the last days, but I just couldn't find a silver dime to save my life. I probably hunted like 5 or 6 boxes, couldn't find anything. So I thought switch it up a little bit, get on with the nickels, and I got super lucky. I already see it. And this is probably the best stack of 10 nickels I've ever seen in my life so far, even without looking at the inside. So let's check it out together, guys. If you see this see-through stack here, the first thing you notice is this beautiful 1928 King George V ender, which is absolutely amazing. I only found like a few of those overall in my life, so this is very exciting to have the ender here. And when I came home and turned it around, as you guys can see, we have another King George V ender there, and we have 2 bunny nickel enders. So this definitely looks like some kind of a collection dump. I'm super excited to start this hunt. I had a hard time actually controlling myself not opening this straight away in the car, but I took my time to get the camera ready so I can share it with you guys. How I'm going to do this today is I'm going to hunt the other 5 first, and I'm going to keep this for last. This here was the sister roll to this, so this is from the same bank, so maybe we have a part of the collection dump in here. But we will see. I will hunt those 60 rolls and tune you guys if I have any finds, and we will spend a little bit of extra time on this amazing roll here. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate your subscription, and I will guarantee you guys that there is more content coming like this in the future. And now let's go and enjoy the hunt. Roll number 2, guys, and that's the first find, and this one really got me good. This really looked like a war nickel on first glance. It's still a 40s nickel, which I consider a find, so it's a 1947 US Jefferson nickel, first find of the box. Roll number 20, and we have our first 12-edge nickel here. It's a young head, I can already see that. Let's see if it's in the 50s maybe. No, it's a 1960, but still a nice find. And let's look what this Jefferson, it looks kind of old. This is a 1983. Let's go on with the hunt. Roll number 25, and I just flipped this older nickel up, and it is our first bunny nickel. Yeah, roll number 32, and we have our first key date nickel here. And it's in 1991, around 10 million minted, one of the lowest mintage years of modern nickels. Row number 46, and there's our second 12-edge nickel of the hunt. It's a 1961 young head. Yeah, so the first 50 rolls are hunted, so we're gonna start with our 2 George enders here. So as you can see, we have 2 George V enders here, which is absolutely insane. I only found a few of those overall in my hunt so far, so it's unbelievable that I have 2 enders here. And if I look inside the rolls, I see a lot of 12-edge nickels there too, as you guys can see. And other nickels that kind of could be more King Georges, because they have a slightly different look to the edges. So we're going to start with this 1928 ender here. 1928 is a pretty good year. It's only 4 million minted, so it's not a super rare year. Oh, and I already see really nice stuff popping out. So let's do the ender last, and let's see what else we have in this roll. Alright, so we already see 64 young head here. We have a King George here, and this one looks like, yep, it's a 1945, so it's a World War II nickel, very nice. Followed by another round King George. This is really the roll of your dreams. It's unbelievable. Because I also think I'd see another King George V in there. So let's see what this is. This is a 1939. 1939 is a very nice one. It's always hard to find them in the 30s. Only around 5 million minted, so that's a really good find. Got a 65 here, got a bunny nickel here. So this is definitely a collection dump, no doubt. Found another one here. It's a 1959 young head, and there, guys, is another King George V. Unbelievable. Let's see what this one is. This one is a 1930. That's a very good year. It's even more rare than the 1928, I believe. I think it's only 3 million minted roughly. Unbelievable. There's definitely 3 King Georges, and there's another round George VI. everything we find here is amazing. Couldn't wish for a better roll. This is definitely a collection dump. We have another 1939 here. Very nice to see that. This might be another bunny. Yep, it looks like it. Always when they're so shiny, they're definitely bunny nickels. This one is an older Jefferson, 1940. Definitely a collection dump. Unfortunately, not a war nickel, but can't complain about that. Then there's a young at 1963, 1968. And this one is another older Jefferson, 1957. We have another older Jefferson here, 1963, but nothing really worth keeping. Let's see if we can find another George in here. This is another 1960 with some weird damage. Still very, very nice. Oh, another round George and a couple of them. And this one is a 1937. This one has only, let me check quickly, 4.5 million minted. Unbelievable. I'm super happy with this one. And there's another 1939. And that's just the first roll, guys, and the whole 10 rolls kind of look like this, so this is amazing. I'm gonna stay a little bit longer on the first roll, and then I'm gonna tune you guys in if I find something else. But I see already when I look at this roll, I see at least 2 more George V. Unbelievable. 1960 here. So it's basically just all old nickels, nice collection. 1964, 1968 is the newest one I've seen here so far. So 1960, and there's another George V. Unbelievable. Let's flip it together, and it's a 1934. I believe that's, it's actually also pretty low mintage. 3 million. All of those are super, super rare. What you really want to find is the 25 and 26, because the 25 only has 200,000 minted. So if we find that one, that would be crazy. But this is the second George head. Unbelievable. And there's another 1939 George VI. Oh, and there's another one. We have a 1931 as well. Very nice. If that's not a collection dump, I don't know. 1939, a bunch of 1939s. 65, and there's another one. It's really unreal. It's a 1934. 4 of them in the first roll. Unreal. 1960, 1964. We have a 1950 here and another 1939, so 2 more George VI, and then our ender, which was a 1928. Unbelievable. So we have 5 George V and a bunch of George VI, round ones, all kinds of goodies in one roll, and there's a lot to come. So I'm going to sort this for a little bit, and I'll tune you guys back in with the next roll, because we're going to do the second ender live as well, and then I'm going to go through the rest of the rolls and do a recap and only show really amazing finds, because this might get way too long if I show absolutely everything, but this is unreal. Yeah, I'm still shaking a little bit from the last roll. That was probably the second best coin roll I've ever had in my hands, so let's hope this one with the other George V ender will not disappoint us and be the same way. Let's get it out of the roll and see if we have more Georges in there. Unbelievable. Alright, let's start with the ender this time, because we haven't seen what it is. And I'm going to flip this one. And this one is a 1922, so it's the oldest one so far. It's not super rare, like it's also around 4 million minted, but it's definitely the oldest Canadian nickel I've ever found in circulation, so that's really, really nice. This could be a bunny. Yep, it is a bunny. We have a modern nickel that sneaked in between there. That's weird. It kind of looks funny when you see that. Now there's another bunny, 64, another 64. Yeah, definitely the same pattern that we had before. Let's see if we can find some more George heads in there. There's a George VI, very nice. He's a 61 young head, also always nice to find. George VI here in 1947. Definitely not a bad coin. Another bunny, so definitely a collection. The bunnies are always the indicator when you find a collection and not a just plain old rolls of nickels. So there's a 1940 here, which is the last year of, no, it's actually of 1949, sorry. 1949, still a George hat, very nice. Always happy to find those. But no other George V in this roll so far, but I'm definitely not complaining about anything here. Two more 64s, we gotta have a bunch of those in the end. It's always something you find very frequently. And more bunnies, a lot of bunnies. 1968, 66, nothing special there. 66, 68. Another bunny. Let's see if we have anything interesting. I'm gonna make this a bit quicker here, because this roll doesn't seem to be as insane. Oh, I see another one, guys. Did you guys see it? It's a 1928. Another one, two more to add to the box. So we are up to, I think we had 5 in the first box, the first roll, so we're up to 7. Amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna check the other rolls and tune you guys back in if I find anything amazing. So I'm not gonna tune you in for any minor finds now anymore, because otherwise it's gonna be too long. Yeah, third roll of this crazy stack, and we have another George here. Just wanted to show it because it's so hard to find them. It just becomes normal so quickly when you find so many, but this is insane. It's a 1929, also only 5 million minted. I'm just gonna scout this roll quickly if there's another George that I can show you guys straight away. Can't see one so far. I don't think there is. So there's only one in this roll, but unbelievable. Another George. Fourth roll of this crazy stack, and we found our lowest mintage George V so far, and it's a 1933, and there's under 3 million minted of those, so it's an absolutely amazing find. And the condition of all of those is very, very nice. There's not much damage to them. Very, very beautiful. 1933 in the box. Yeah, this is the 6th roll of the crazy bunch, and we have two very, very nice coins very close to each other here. Let's start with this beautiful George VI War Nickel, 1943. They're really, really hard to find in circulation, and I really like the patina on them. And then we have a 1931 just here, another King George VI. Absolutely amazing. King George V, sorry. Alright, finished hunting this crazy batch of coins, and it's absolutely unbelievable, guys. This is why we're doing this. Often you get skunked when you do coin roll hunting, and you really have to stay patient, and this is the kind of days you're waiting for, because this was probably the best batch of coins I've ever hunted. I found a lot of silver and Canadian dimes, but I never had a comparable nickel roll or a stack of 10 rolls like this. This is absolutely unbelievable. I found more in this hunt than I find in probably 10 hunts combined usually, so just to give you guys a feeling how amazing it is to get a haul like this. This was definitely a collection dump, which is usually a good indicator for collection dumps are those bunny nickels, because this is what people actually keep. And if you find a lot of those, you can be pretty sure that somebody put it together on purpose. So definitely a collection dump there, absolutely unbelievable. Let's start with the finds, and I start with the lower finds and try to be a little bit quicker here because there's a lot to wrap up. So we got a total of 22 bunny nickels, which is a huge amount for 10 rolls. Absolutely crazy. Very, very nice, but they kind of pale in comparison to what else I found here. We found 13 1964s. We didn't find any extra waterlines there or any other varieties. We found 2 1963s. So that's all the young heads we found. They're almost not worth mentioning in this hunt, but still, I love the young heads. I keep all of them, and I'm happy to find so many. We have a total of 5 1962s. We have 7 1961s, and we have 8 1960s. So again, a bunch of the 60s 12-edge nickels, which is very normal. They have by far the highest mintage of those, so it's very, very common to find those, but still this is a huge amount. Usually I find 2 or 3 a box, right? This is basically just 10 rolls. I know it was a whole box that I hunted, but there was not so many finds in the beginning, so this is basically all from that 10 rolls. So that's all the pretty common stuff. Then we have 350s young heads, we have 159 and 258s. They're pretty decent dates. They're not any of the very low mintage young head dates. You definitely usually want to find the 55, the 54, 56, 57. The 58 is pretty low mintage. It's only like 7 million minted or something like this. So that's very, very low compared to, for example, the 64 where you have like 75 million minted. But it's still not a super low mintage coin. All right, let's get to the more interesting stuff here. We found a bunch of George VI. Let's start with the newer dates here. We have one 1950, we have two 1949s, we have one 1947. So that's all 12-edge King George nickels that are pretty common. They have not a very low mintage or anything like this, but it's still very, very nice to find them. We didn't get the 48 in there, which is a very low mintage coin. But nevertheless, that's an amazing, amazing haul. I'm super happy with having all of those George heads. And here we have probably the stars of the George heads because I have a hard time finding those World War II Canadian nickels. Both of them with the Tomback on there. We have two 44s, 45s, and we have two 43s. And you can see they look very, very different because they have a very different metal composition. The 45s and also the 44s are predominantly made of steel with like a little layer of chrome on top. There's a missing chrome variety, and I have a hard time actually picking that out. So I'm not 100% sure on finding those yet. So I will have to get back to that and do a little bit more research. But we found two of those. And then we have this two 1943s, which I really like. They look beautiful. They're, I think, the only copper nickel in Canadian circulation. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But they're definitely predominantly made of copper, 95%, and they just look very, very pretty. It's just a very nice patina, very nice coloring. I like it a lot. I was very, very happy to find those. And then we have a bunch of 1939s. I think it's a total of 7. And we have two 1937s with the dot. And both of them are pretty nice, very low mintage coins. So it's kind of amazing to find so many, especially the 37s are very low with 4.5 million minted, 5.5 for the 39s. But finding a bunch of them is outstanding. I'm usually over the moon if I find one in a hunt, and this is it's just amazing. Everything here is amazing. Yeah, basically that caps up all the George VI. Very, very beautiful coins. I especially like the round ones. Then here to like a few newer coins. We have one 1991, low mintage coin, always something that I keep. It's one of the few modern nickels you actually want to keep, so I'm very, very happy to find this. Then we found two 40s US nickels, and this one really got me good because this looked like a war nickel. Totally, when I saw it, I was like, yeah, this is definitely a war nickel, but it's not. It's just a 1947, but I still consider every pre-50 Jefferson nickel a find, so I'm really, really happy to have this one. And this one is even older. It's a 1940, so that's very, very nice. But now, guys, I don't want to like stretch this any longer. Let's get to the star of the boxes, and that's all this George V nickels that we found here, and it is absolutely amazing. I found 3 of them in total so far. And I've heard from other people that they have very similar experience. It's really, really hard to find those. It's maybe comparable to Buffalo nickel if you hunt US coinage, but I think those ones are even harder to find in circulation than the Buffalo nickels are. So to find 11 of them in one hunt is absolutely unreal. I found, as I said, 3 before, and they were all stretched out within months between them, so like never I found bunched up like many of them, and I even had 2 enders in this hunt, which is absolutely unreal. Okay, let's go through the dates. Let's start with the oldest. So we have a 1922, which is a beautiful old coin, definitely the oldest Canadian coin I've found. The mintage is like 4.7 million, so it's low, but it's not crazy low. When I got this badge, I was praying to find a 25 or 1926. Especially the 1925 is crazy low mintage, only 200,000. So finding this one would have been amazing. But there's no way I complain about anything here because we found this beautiful 1922, which is the oldest one of the batch. Let's try to get it closer to the camera. It's really, really pretty, and all of them are in very decent condition except for one, which I will show you guys because that's one of my favorites of this bench. Yeah, we didn't find anything between 23 and 28, so no 24, no 25, no 26. That's all lower mintage years, so I'm not so surprised not finding this one. But we found 3 1928s, 4.5 million minted, also like a lower mintage year. And one of them is like really slick and nice looking. I kind of like slick coins like this. This looks really, really cool. I like it a lot. The other ones are all very nice condition. I would say they're all extra fine or something like that, or extremely fine. Maybe some of them a little bit better even than that, but I'm not a grader, so I don't want to like be 100% sure or like make a statement here, but most of them are really, really pretty and don't have much damage to them. 3 of the 28s, it's also like a pretty low mintage year. As are most of those coins. I don't think there's anyone that's significantly more than 5 million minted. I think the 29 is the highest mintage year here. Which is the next one. It's just over here. Beautiful 1929 nickel. Still just 5.5 million minted, and it's hard to find. And then we have one 1930, two 1931s, and then we come to the star of the box, which is this 1933, which is definitely the lowest mintage one of all of those. It's only 2.5 million minted of those, which is like a semi-key date, I would say. So I'm really, really happy that I found one of the lower mintage coins here, and I found like a huge variety of all of those coins. So that makes me very, very happy. And then we have two 1934s. They are around 4 million minted, so also very low mintage as all of those. So 11 King George V in total. This is still unbelievable. This was the most fun I had in a long time hunting coins, especially because I got so skunked the days before. I was really trying to make a dime video and I just couldn't find anything to save my life. So I was so thrilled to get these nickels and have like a really, really amazing haul. One of the best coin roll hunts I've ever had. And yeah, I can just say, guys, you have to stay patient. You will have to accept that there's going to be a lot of skunk boxes, a lot of frustration when you just don't find anything over a long period of time, but in the end you get rewarded and you find stuff like this. It still is out there and you have a chance finding it, and I really enjoy doing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. Write me some comments about the coins if you guys spot anything that I don't see. Always appreciate the help and always appreciate some tips what else to look out for, especially with this older King George coins, which I will all check out under the microscope and do some research later. But if you guys know anything I should be looking for, please let me know. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet and you enjoy content like this and want to follow my journey to like find amazing coins in circulation, please hit the subscribe button. Drop a like, comment. I'm so happy and so grateful for all the support you guys showed. And this is how I want to pay it back, just showing you some of those amazing finds that I make. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope I will find something similar soon in the future to share with you guys, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching.